Hello everybody, I'm Ellbristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming, welcome back to KSP Live. Last week we had yet another kind of grindy episode. We were launching a lot of satellites. We are building funds so that we can upgrade our vehicle assembly building so that we can use more than 30 parts. Now at the end of last week's stream we unlocked in the research center the fuel systems node, which gives us access to the external fuel duct, the fuel tanks, the longer and the larger fuel tanks, which are all going to be extremely useful for making some efficient crafts. While we are stuck with 30 parts, we might be able to use these longer fuel tanks to save us from having to ditch fuel in order to add parts and things like that. So we're going to have a look at what we can do. We did have a contract outstanding for a satellite when we finished last week's stream. Off camera, I have been launching a few more satellites. I also decommissioned one as well, but I've been accepting a few contracts to bring in some more satellites. So we now have, let's see, we have the Fortitude 5D and the Fortitude 5C somewhere. A, B, that's the IXSat. There you go, Fortitude 5C on a kind of a lower orbit. We're being offered another one here. And we've got obviously a polar one being offered here, but I'm thinking that for today's stream we want to try and head so that we can pick up some science from our parent planet, which is Sonna. And to do that we're going to make use of the new parts that hopefully we have picked up as the part of the science unlock that we did. Now the question is, can we do it under a contract? See, fly by Aptur, we could probably do that. Fly a vessel anywhere nearby Aptur. I think we could probably do that because Aptur is not hard to get to, assuming if it's the one I think it is. If we have a look at this, I think this is Aptur here, yeah, which is on kind of a very similar orbit to us. So if we launch something and take it this way, we should be able to do a flyby of Aptur, and at the same time we will have something orbiting Sonna. So I think that's perhaps what we're going to be aiming for in this week's stream. Let's accept that contract, shall we? Where's it gone? That specific orbit. Where's it gone? There it is, fly by Aptur. Because that's going to give us 19,000 funds to start with and 50,000 funds if we're successful, which I'm pretty sure we will be. So let's accept that. We've got 452,000 funds now. That extra 50 would make that, well, we're not going to get the whole of that 50, are we? So we're going to be getting close to 500. We need 562 to upgrade the VAB. So let's see how we can modify our satellite launching system that we currently have to make it to give it the increased delta V that we need. Let's put it that way. We need more delta V to get to Aptur. So this is the Fortitude 5D. This is the last one that I launched. It had to have a magnetometer on the top. We've been using solid boosters and lots and lots of little tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. See, we can swap that for 2, and mind you, that's about it, really, isn't it? That's about all we're going to get out of it. We don't need 2 dishes. Let's get rid of that. We'll have 1 dish on the top, like so. Which I know is not aerodynamic. I wonder if there is an aerodynamic way we can do that. But it's probably more aerodynamic than having it stuck on the side in the long run. I don't know. We haven't unlocked the fairings yet, so that's Yeah, I don't know. The power usage of this, let's have a look. Hold on. There we go. So the power usage of this is 0.82 charge per second. These solar panels, let's have a look at those. They give us 39 a minute. So 39 a minute divided by 60 seconds is 0.65. So we only need 2 solar panels to be able to support this dish. So, just adjust my microphone a little bit. And we can probably do without that extra fuel tank. So that gives us, I mean, that's given us an extra 500 meters a second of delta V just on its own. So we're at 6,070 meters a second. So let's take that off, and we're gonna buy in this new fuel tank and plop that on the bottom. Doesn't make any difference to the delta V, but gives us an extra part that we can use. Take these off, take these off, take that off, take those off, and do that, and that gives us an extra part that we can use. So we're already unlocking quite a few extra parts that we didn't have before. We'll probably still need the, let's get these on properly, the 4 what are they called? Winglets, that's the word I was looking for. So that gives us 19 parts. I suspect we can attach to, not 4, I could do 4. I wonder if we can asparagus stage this effectively, I don't know. What am I looking for? Fuel tanks is what I want. They're up there, sorry, brain freeze. See, if we attach those here with engines on the bottom of them, we could use those actually. They don't give us a lot of power, but if we're asparagus staging, that will give us, we don't really need all that extra power. Now what am I looking for? Fuel tanks, fuel ducts, that's what I'm after. Okay. And then if we do this like so, and then move this engine down here, 6,558 meters a second. So that's an extra 1,000 meters a second just by doing that. Let's move them down a bit. Okay. Interesting. Gallop, Gazelle. Yeah, okay, both good names. It's going a long way, so we'll go with Gallop actually. It's going to be Gallop 1. Our first, hopefully, satellite that will go on an escape trajectory. Let's save that and we'll put it in the build queue. How much is it going to cost us? 15,500. That's not bad. That's less than we were given up front to attempt this mission. So yeah, so that's in the build queue. Let's go out and speed that up. Okay. Here we are on the launch pad with the Gallop 1, and this will hopefully be our first probe stroke satellite to leave the influence of Kerbin, and we're hoping that it will go on a flyby of Aptur. Now, where is Aptur at this point? It is outside us as far as trajectory, as far as its orbit is concerned, so it shouldn't be too hard for us to, because we can catch up with it quite easily, and we should be able to launch out. If we push ourselves forward, we should be able to catch up with it relatively easily. So that's going to be our aim. It's hot in Ohio, apparently. It's very hot here in La Costa Blanca in Spain too. It's currently 9:30 in the evening. It's 29 degrees. We had a high of 31 today. What's that in Fahrenheit? That's going to be in the 80s, I think. Mid 80s, I think. Possibly not as high as you've got in Ohio, but certainly warm enough. Okay, so here we go then. The Gallop 1, ready for launch. Well, I'm pretty sure that we were told that this thing had sufficient delta V to lift off. I'm going to recover this because clearly it does not. Sorry, not delta V, thrust to weight. Nighttime launch this time. Has Aptur moved significantly? Yes, it has. It's now inside us. That could be... that could be frustrating because it's now accelerating away from us. Hopefully that won't give us too much of an issue. I don't think we're in the right place for this launch, but we're going to find out. We're going to put the SAS on, we're going to put the throttle up, and we're going to launch the Gallop 1A, which hopefully this one will be the first time we leave the influence of Kerbin and head to another celestial body. Here we go. Whoa, that's powerful. Let's slow that down a bit. It's very fast. Let's start our turn. Oh, they've gone, okay. Up to full thrust in that case. Didn't expect them to go quite so quickly. Oh, we're way too far zoomed out. What do we got here? We've got lots of communications going on. Let's set the target for our satellite and we'll make that mission control. And we can activate that. Apo is not going up very fast. There we go, 85. Bit of a dodgy angle. Hopefully we can maintain communication via Fortitude 5B or Fortitude 5D, which just happen to be overhead at this point, which means we can't deactivate this one at this point. Let's clear these. Not enough part allowance for us to be putting parachutes on our detached stages yet. So let's get up to the Apo. There we go. Approaching the Apo. Let's get ourselves horizontal and burn. See how long this fuel lasts. Probably not very long. Yeah. There it goes. So we're on to the probe's fuel. Not really how I wanted this launch to go. Surprising how much delta V you can waste on a weird orbit, on a weird launch trajectory. However, we are getting into orbit, which is no problem. There we go, we are in orbit. So now we want to find out. We don't have any patched conics, do we? I wonder if we're going to have to go for the patched conics to actually complete this mission. If we do it around here somewhere, then getting there shouldn't be so much of an issue because we can just kind of burn here and go out that way. We'll be on an escape trajectory straight away. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's go back to the Gallop 1A. And we'll take our best guess at where we're going with this. Worst case scenario, we'll get some science from outside Kerbin's influence. There is Aptur there. It's pretty close. Where are we? Is that us there? Right, in which case we're basically in the right place to burn. So we don't have communication currently. Where is the space center? Right, it's the other side. That could be an issue. Could it? It might not actually be an issue. If we do it kind of over here, that will burn us out that way, drop us behind Kerbin, but then hopefully we'll kind of catch up because Kerbin's going to overtake Aptur. Okay, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that quite works with this little piggy, because technically, when we leave the influence of Kerbin, we are then orbiting Sonna, the parent planet, and Aptur is not orbiting Kerbin. I'm going to give this a go. If this doesn't work, it doesn't work. But we haven't got a huge amount of fuel actually. But let's burn, and we'll see how this goes. We just need to get outside the influence of Kerbin. So I don't really remember what the gravitational influence of Kerbin is. Do we get that information from here? Right, let's see when we've lost power. Why have we lost power? Oh, we're not watching the Gallop 1A. Okay, I wondered why it wasn't really working properly. Oh, what? I've done that again. We're pointing directly at the sun again. There we go. We've left the influence of Kerbin. We don't have any power. These guys are all trying to communicate with us to keep us back in contact, but we don't have any power, so we can't do anything. We're kind of stuck now because what's our orbit like? Oh wow, okay, we're going to go near Mun instead. Are we ever actually going to face the sun? I don't think we are we? Because we're pointing directly at it. Damn. We need something to pull us off course or something, which Mun could do. Or if we're fortunate, we might get picked up by Kerbin again at some point. So let's spin around a bit further. Oh, hold on. Something has affected our orbit. Yes, something has significantly affected our orbit. And we still don't have any power. I wonder if I can queue up. I want us to go... let's think. What way are we actually facing? If I go chase mode. Okay. So I want us to change our... Oh, I don't know. I want us to turn right, but let's carry on warping a bit and see if we can get to an angle where we do actually have power from the sun. Here? Yes, yes, there we go. Right, SAS can go back on at this point then. What? What? What's going on with that? Why is the SAS doing that? That's really weird. If I turn that talk off. That's just odd. What's going on there? That was weird. Very, very weird. And now we're kind of stuck in a weird spin. Don't really understand that. Are our reaction wheels broken or something? Or is it literally just a power thing? If I turn that off... No, okay. We need power so that we can have communication. This mission really hasn't gone to plan, has it? Right, I've deactivated that, so we're gaining a little bit extra power. Let's turn those reaction wheels off again, so we gain a little bit of power. In fact, no, let's do it the other way around. Let's turn those ones on and we'll turn the main one off. So then next time we get pointing to the sun, we will try SAS again. No! Why? Why are you doing this? Oh, because I didn't turn this one back on. So let's turn that one back on. And that one off. There we go. And then wait till the solar panels are facing the sun. Will it? Will it? Yeah. Hold it. There we go. Wow, that was a lot harder than it needed to be. We are now charging. And we have communication. Problem is we can't really do a lot with that because our orbit's now completely bizarre. But there we go. This is now a very interesting new venture. Let's toggle our magnetometer. Let's get some magnetometric data. It's worth 5.3 science. An accurate reading of the local magnetic field is recorded. We can transmit that for 100% science. Let's toggle that back in. Let's transmit that. It will take a while because it's going to use up our power as we go. Let's bring our periapsis in if we can. Sorry, bring our apoapsis in if we can. come back. There we go. There we go. So we will now have, albeit a little bit eccentric, an orbit that goes pretty close to Aptur. Now I want to, let's see, I think I want to burn to this pink one, and we can bring out inclination into the right place. And it's the wrong way. It's always the wrong way. We don't have much fuel left. I'm just hoping that we just happen to get a flyby of Aptur now. Which in theory, at some point, we must. Well, there we go. There's the end of our fuel. We've ended up pretty close to the orbit of Aptur. We do cross over it more than once. So, there's nothing else that we can do with this craft except wait and see if we do get a flyby. Just missed Kerbin there. Just missing Aptur there. Come on, come on. Ah! Whoa! Whoa! Right. What's... Something, part of us is flying off into the great beyond. Whatever it is, it's invisible and I can't zoom in on it. We didn't get a flyby of Aptur. We did kind of collide with something which created an explosion that would kind of destroy the planet if it were real. I really don't know what happened there. We're going to have to just go... Gallop 1A crashed into Kerbin, it says. Not really sure what that explosion was all about. So we didn't quite make it to Aptur. And we've wasted those funds. Which is a shame. 442 we've got. Upgrading that was, do I say 325 or 350 or something like that, wasn't it? Why isn't it coming up? This is really playing up something chronic. It's not letting me right click things. There we go, 375. So that will leave us with 25, 65, 67,000. 67,000. So we can definitely launch another craft. That'll get us another 50,000. It'll kind of be a starting from scratch again as far as saving up for the VAB is concerned. But 30 parts might be enough. Now that we've unlocked the fuel tanks and the fuel pipes and things. Go on. We're going to go for the patch conics. Facility upgrade requested, which means we're going to have to do it via this. But not via that. What am I doing? Warp to complete. There we go. Tracking station. Okay. So, here we are on the launch pad with the Hopper one, our second attempt at a craft that can leave the influence of Kerbin. SAS is going on, our throttle is going up, and our magnetometer is going in. And hopefully this will be a slightly more successful mission. Are we ready? Here we go. Not a bad speed launch. Keep it vertical up to about 1,100, 1,200 meters. To about here. There we go. And now we will start our turn. We're probably about to, yeah, we're about to dump these engines off anyway. There we go. Switching engines for this section of the burn. It's very wobbly, this craft. We're a little bit on the slow side. I'm going to try and slow this turn down a little bit so that we get a bit more altitude. And they're about to go. There they go. Okay, so we're at 11,000 meters. Solid boosters have gone and are probably exploding. I think that's what that noise was just now. And there is 85. Atmosphere pulling us in a little bit, but that's not a big problem. Let's clear those, telling us that our previous stages were destroyed. We've still got some fuel in this stage, which is good. Get ourselves horizontal, ready for, we'll probably still be in communication at the Apo, which is good. If not, we might be just outside range, or will we be just inside range for the Fortitude 5A rather. The EICSAT doesn't seem to have any kind of communication. Right, we've left the atmosphere. Let's get up to the Apo and hopefully we don't lose communication before we finish this burn. No, good, good, good. Right, here we go. Burning. What's this coming in here? Oh, it's one of the other satellite trajectory things. And cut. We're in orbit. Okay. So now, how did we do this before? Oh, we're kind of in the right place already. So let's see if we can communicate via Fortitude 5A. This could be risky actually. Because we've only got one dish, which means I could be stuck only able to communicate with Fortitude 5A, and we've just lost communication. Damn it. Okay, so we're going to have to go around an orbit, which means we're probably going to pass Aptur. Oh, okay, I've got communication there. Is that going to be... It's a little bit later than I would have liked. Let's try and compensate for that slightly. And let's burn and see where we go. What's that? That is us leaving the influence of Kerbin. Have we... Right, we've now lost communication as well, but there we go. We are leaving the influence of Kerbin. Hey there, PJ Grant. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully we will regain some form of communication. There we go. And then it's going to really overtake us, isn't it? Right. Aptur and Kerbin are starting to catch up with us. I'm hoping at some point we will regain communication with Kerbin. Are we about to get captured by Kerbin again? I think we've avoided it just about. Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Right, okay, what's going on here? This is Kerbin. Right, okay, so we have got a Kerbin encounter coming up, which will be a collision. So it seems that this little craft just wants to go home. It doesn't have any power because it can't point at the sun because of the stupid way that it's landed. Because the SAS threw it off course. So it seems that it seems that trying to leave the influence of Kerbin is actually, you know, we can leave the influence of Kerbin and then we end up heading straight back to Kerbin. Where is Kerbin? Where's it gone? Is that it? Surely that's not it. Oh, there it is. It's right below us. In a two-dimensional kind of way. Not really going to be a lot I can do about this because we don't have communication, so I can't change our trajectory, so we're going to lose another probe. I don't think I can do anything about this. Yeah, not much chance of survival either. We might, you know, as we... Ooh, there's an interesting graphical change. You know, we might get control as we enter the atmosphere, but we haven't got nearly enough fuel to slow down from this kind of speed. And this thing will most definitely burn up in the atmosphere. Here we are in the atmosphere. This thing doesn't seem to be turning very much. Come on. Yeah, here we go. Ready for a bang? We haven't got any parachutes. We have nothing at all. I'm amazed that that actually survived. And technically we still have most of the parts, but they are not going to survive the impact. There is absolutely no chance that they will survive this impact because they're going to impact at like 100 meters a second. Oh! No, okay. Well, yeah. So, leaving the influence of Kerbin to go and visit Aptur, not so much. Leaving the influence of Kerbin to go round and round and round and round and round and then just come back to Kerbin, yeah, we can do that. But not a wholly successful mission this week. I think we're going to call the stream closed there because it hasn't been particularly successful, and then to set up another mission now is going to push us time wise. How long have I been streaming for? I've been streaming for just under 2 hours now, so I think I'm going to call it an evening, and we will try and pick this up. Oh, it's decided to pop up without a last. We'll try and pick this up next week. I might try and do some practice launches to see how we actually get to Aptur. I do believe it is going to be similar to getting to Mun, because whilst we were doing those rotations around Kerbin just now, around Sona just now, I was watching the interaction between Kerbin and Aptur does kind of orbit around Kerbin, albeit not directly. They're both orbiting separately around Sona, but because of the overlap on their orbits, one overtakes, then the other overtakes, and it kind of goes like that. So it's kind of like they're orbiting each other. So we might be able to work around that and treat it as if we're flying to Mun. We'll try something along those lines in next week's stream. Meanwhile, thank you for watching, guys. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I've been Ellbristow, you've been watching Ellitopia Gaming, and this has been KSP Live. I will see you next time. See you later.